Hello, hello, hello. Britvis78 here for part 4 of my modern farmhouse build on The Sims 4. So last time we ended off just about ready to get started on the garage, fixing some windows up that happened due to BB Move objects. And I'm just adding some cars, and I made the garage door look the same on the inside as it does on the outside. Now cars, we use model cars, the little toys, and then just size them up. As you can see there, I kind of used the first one that I did to make sure that they look the same across the bar. And put a couple of different colors and a truck versus kind of a regular four-door car. And then I added kind of like a woodworking bench in there, so that just to give it a little something extra in the garage. So now we're moving upstairs to the second floor, and up here we have 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, as well as a little extra room. So I'm just putting in all the floor to match, and then some extra window dressing to make those fake rooms look a little bit more realistic, basically. And just using consistently the same sort of window dressing, flooring across the board so that it looks consistent in all the different rooms within the same house. So that was me accidentally putting some of the room wall on the roof slants there. So I sort of leaned into using that brick as accent walls since it was part of the roof. So there wasn't a second floor on those sections of the house. And then this is the linen closet. So I like to actually keep the linen closet in these houses, so it looks more realistic. And then I just put a whole bunch of shelves in there. I think now that there's more clutter in the new pack, I'll probably sort of add some clutter boxes in there, just to give it a bit more realistic of a look. So there's a laundry machine or washer dryer upstairs as well. So I just snuck a little stackable in there with just a quick little dangly light, just something really simple for the upstairs. Like I said on a previous video, having laundry upstairs where your bedrooms are is just about the greatest thing ever. Love it. It's just adding the closets into the bedrooms. I love that closet with just the one deep. It's my favorite one. I'll use it on everything just to kind of minimize the amount of space that the closet takes up. So one thing I always, I'll get to it when we get there. So this space here, this extra room, the great room, I sort of made into a kind of like a media room. As you can see, I'm putting a very big screen in there and using the brick as kind of a little feature to centralize the giant screen on. Just putting some kind of comfy, cozy rugs and a couch and a couple of seats. Now these seats are like my new favorite, taking over for that bowling one. That's from Tiny Living, and I love that lamp. I use that lamp all the time. And the little table I put there is because I do find that you have to be very strategic with where you place your video game consoles to the TV. If it's not close enough, you're just not going to be able to use it. And I find that just putting it on the floor is not good enough. And then a keyboard. I never use that keyboard. I always use the big piano, but that's a nice kind of smaller space in there that we could put that smaller keyboard, which is nice. And then I took this movie poster and I just used all the different swatches. I guess these are swatches for the different movie posters, which is kind of fun. I didn't realize how many different movie posters you could choose using that one movie poster and changing the swatch around. I really love this room. I would spend a lot of time in that room. Seems really cozy to me. I think it's that 3 rug set that really makes it look super, super cozy. So now I'm trying to give a little life to this hallway, this upper hall. I always struggle with hallways because it's just boring and there's not a lot you can do with them. And I'm not a fan of this bench I put in here, and I don't like the colors are crazy for this space. But now seeing this does seem like a legitimate like window seat that you could use, which I complained about previously not being deep enough. It's just that they're very wild colors, and you could only have a 2 wide. This is me just obsessing over the that room. I think I was worried about the roof, the ceiling. I feel like I put some rugs in the upstairs hallway. I don't know what my strategy was here with doing kind of like a crooked rug. I'm not sure. Maybe I was trying to get it to kind of look similar to the way the rugs looked in the media room. So this room is the teenager's room. I went with kind of like a couple of contrasting kind of colors. There's a lot of purple in here, but there's also the rug that has a little bit of blue and greens. So this is me sizing down that table with these squared brackets because bedside tables in this game always so large. The scale, it's not right. So a little space for the teenager to... Oh yeah, see, this is what I mean. When I was... A previous video, I talked about sizing down tables and then not being able to put items on the table after you sized it down, because they just kind of float. Yeah, I like this room. I just think it's... I don't know, it's kind of eclectic, I guess, is the word. Kind of a worn out rug. I can just think there would be a cool teen that would live in this room. It's nice. And then I use this table or this desk from Get to Work. I don't remember this desk at all. I don't know why, but I'm having a real struggle trying to remember this thing. This is also one of the neatest, most tidiest teenagers of all time. Yeah, I struggled with the placement on the desk of how to put the books and the pencil holder and some little decorative items. So I decided to use the poof, which basically is a table. And yeah, add the backpack there for a little extra reality, dose of reality for teenagers doing their homework. So yeah, there's a lot of different kind of colors coming in here. There's another, like a very green chair, and there's a lot of purple. Here I am using that. Is definitely my favorite chair now from Tiny Living. And then I go to town when it comes to putting posters up in a teenage room. Just overlapping posters everywhere. That's the most important thing. Critical to a teenage bedroom. Just all the posters. A poster of a couch. I don't get that. I don't get the poster of the couch. There's quite a lot of posters in this game, actually, though. So each bedroom has its own ensuite as well. So this is probably the simplest ensuite. I mean, its own is kind of a bit of a stretch, The other two bedrooms kind of have like a Jack and Jill ensuite, but this one has its own full ensuite. The other thing I was noting is that there's no actual bathroom upstairs for anybody who's not going into one of the bedrooms. So if you're up there with your friends watching TV, you'd have to send someone through your bedroom to go to a washroom. Which I guess is, probably fine. It just seems strange to block it off that way. In most cases, you'll have a upstairs bathroom that's separate, but something a little different, I guess. Again, a lot of the same stuff that I use in a lot of the bathrooms. Nothing too outrageous here. I'm just stealing from downstairs. I do that a lot when I'm doing bathrooms. I love that circular mat. It is so useful. You can use it in so many different ways, like putting it under the bathtub to sort of give it that half circle look. So that's going to be the little kitties, and then this side here will be for like the children, whereas the other one will be for like the toddlers. I did eventually end up using this house for a 100 baby challenge, so having a few extra bedrooms for the different children was very helpful. Of course, now we could also add bunk beds in and even put even more children in each room. I was doing a 100 baby challenge with one house that had basically one bedroom and a den, and I had a full house just using bunk beds, and I was able to save a lot of money. But this I ended up using in one of my 100 baby challenges once I was very far along, because that's right, I'm a sucker for punishment, have done multiple 100 baby challenges, which is, I think, ludicrous, but it is what it is. I really enjoyed the 100 baby challenge the first time. At the end, when I was really pushing for my last matriarch to just have all the babies. That was a slight tangent on 100 baby challenge, but this is the little kids room. I don't usually like making little kids rooms, but I think this one turned out really, really good. I like the little tabby cat. Well, not little, big tabby cat. And I also went to town when it came to the like vinyls on the walls, and I really enjoyed playing around with that a bit. It was just a little bit fun, something different that I don't normally do. And then this room, just another space for another two children. And again, I used that brick. So if I was being forced to use the brick for part of the wall anyways, so I just used it across and made a feature wall. And some more posters for the kids, for the kiddos. I do like this kind of mission. Well, it's not really mission style, but I do like that kind of style. And then this is the shared Jack and Jill ensuite, I guess. This is different from what the most shared Jack and Jills, where you have the sinks that is like always open, and then the shower or the bath and the toilet sort of locked away in a separate section. This one has it where the bathtub is open across, and you have all the rest of the bathroom functions in another separate room. This is just a little bit different, but it does seem strange to put the bathtub so like right there where you kind of come and go. So that's most of the inside is done now. So now we go to the outside, start playing around and decorating. I am not a huge fan of landscaping, and I don't know that I do a very good job, but I try my best. And here I did also realize, and I talked about this in I think the first episode, that I did not know that you can make like angular flooring outside, so you can see me struggling with making these kind of angles, like the half tiles or the quarter tiles, and I just did a terrible job. My apologies. we'll see it when we get there, but I really struggled. Here I'm gonna put a little seating area on the front porch. Again, another space that I could have used the new platforms to sort of at least make 1 or 2 steps. But maybe we can rejig even the ground and do a renovation. I think that's what I'm going to do once this is done and we do a walkthrough. I'm going to do a renovation challenge on my own build, because it's been a year and a half and so much has come out since then that I think we could really kind of tweak it quite a bit. Hopefully it doesn't take 5 hours like the last one, and I can actually just put it together in one video rather than 5 or 6. Fingers crossed. And I use the same items in the back to kind of make another seating area in the back as well. Another thing I want to do is add like a farming area of this once we get cottage living. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Who knows? Maybe we can. So this is where I'm going to start to really get angry with tiles, because nothing felt quite right. I think finally I did end up going with this tile because I wanted kind of like like a border tile, and then kind of your ye old generic kind of asphalt in the middle. But to do that, and here's where I put the stairs down to go back up. I mean, it's a choice, but again, platforms could have saved our lives, but it is what it is. So to do this kind of border, I really wanted kind of an angular look, and it just, in fact, this is actually supposed to be a curved driveway. That I can do that now. I didn't know then how to do that, so I could definitely fix that now. I think in one of my recent builds I did on Twitch, I did a curved driveway like that, actually. It's on my gallery. And so then I was trying to do an asphalt here. Now I did fix this, and you'll notice it at the end on the outro screen that I fixed it, and they are now on a nice angle now that I understand how to do that. If only I had used my Googling skills, I could have known I could have done that before. But I did fix it in the outro, and you can see it there. There's actual proper angles now. That was one thing that I had to fix now because I couldn't stand it. So just trying to add some kind of natural looking flowers and bushes in here. Like I said, not a huge landscaping person. My current home that I live in has a beautiful garden, and I'm afraid I'm going to destroy it because I am not very good at it. But I will do my best not to. I put like a little... You have like a little forest in the back there. And fencing was a bit of a challenge, of course, because the way that back of this lot is on a severe angle. I was limited to where I could actually put the fencing. But I tried to kind of use those angles to just, I mean, no one's going down that steep slope. They're safe. But it is very open to the rest of the world. Those kids could be out there playing on the playground and checking you out in your swimming pool. It does drive me crazy that we can't just put it along the very, very edge, because then they could have proper fencing around the whole thing. So trying to give a little bit of some relaxation stations in the backyard here. So using these lounges, which I feel like lounges were fairly new-ish at the point when we made this. Because I think they came with Island Living, which I don't think had been out that long at this point. I am not a huge fan of the Island Living one because I don't like heat. I'm not a tropical vacationer, but I do like the option to have that lounge in the backyard. And I do actually like pools, which is funny. Not a heat fan. Do love a swimming pool. And I love the little pizza piece floaty that you can get now after Island Living, which I'm pretty sure that I put in here. And then a barbecue and a place to eat in the backyard. Of course, you want to be able to utilize this backyard if you're a fan of the heat and the outside. It is a really beautiful backyard. If I was into that kind of thing, I'd be in that backyard all the time. All right, and then finishing off with a few extra little tweaks in the front. I did end up changing the lower edging on the roofs to be that dark color, just to give it again a little bit of contrast and making sure that all the little edges are filled out. And I do end up changing this roof color. I don't know, I just didn't. I feel like I think it was a little too light and it needed a bit of contrast, a little something. So I do that at the end here, but we're getting very, very close to the end. Just a couple little new items of flowers in front of these windows. Oh, and so this is where we add a darker color to those roofs. Again, with the lighter walls for the most part, and the dark, so there's like a lot of light and dark and contrasting, so that's nice. I do like the darker rather. I think it's quite nice. And I think I put the car outside on the driveway. Give it a little couple of bikes. Love these bikes, so cool. And that's pretty much it. So we're done with this modern farmhouse. It's finished. Now the last video I'm going to do is I'm going to actually walk through the entire house, and I'm going to do it in like a first person view. I'm going to find my Britva 78 sim, and I'm actually going to do a walkthrough. Oh, I guess did I miss something that I added? Oh, I did miss something that I added. I also wanted to add a little bit of features to the windows, so I did actually give some window boxes and a couple vents in the back. That's right. So it wasn't completely done yet. Gotta jump the gun a little bit there. Yep, some flower sort of planters and hanging flowers. That's right. Jump the gun a bit. I do like these planter boxes. I think they're really nice and they give it kind of a really nice final touch. And a purple for these ones. Yeah. All right, so that's actually it. So next time we're going to do the walkthrough and then we'll be all done. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.